monument to that. So no, and tell you what, let's send $50 billion more to Ukraine. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Come on.
I was going to say, if for $50 billion, couldn't they have started programs to re-educate people and to produce jobs for people to kill the violence and to up people's morale and outlook on the future? But they never can find money for that. But it's always a national security threat 10,000 miles away that they can always find $100 billion or $600 billion or whatever.
Yeah, well,
These people are not thinking rational.
Yeah, no. I mean, look at right now, the last number I saw was in terms of military aid that's gone to Ukraine in just the last 10 months is around $27 billion. And they're trying to push a bill through the Congress that will, up it and give them another $50 billion. I mean, that's like it'll work out to maybe $1 million per person left in Ukraine. Just go and give them $1 million and say, here, go have fun. It is the neglect at home and this spending money recklessly, because it's not just Ukraine. Look at the money we spent in Iraq and the money spent in Afghanistan. I mean, good God, we have literally poured, we're talking over $1 trillion down these rat holes. And when we have, children here in the United States that go to bed hungry and don't have adequate housing and certainly are not getting a proper education, it's just, I don't know how long you can continue doing that as a country and survive. And so I think what we're looking at is the genuine possibility of America ceasing to exist, not because we've been attacked by some enemy from without, because we've just been rotten from the inside. We've lost our spiritual core.
And back to this money, in my mind, if you are able to give someone that is no relation to you billions of dollars of money that we pay in taxes, to me that is a spit in the face and contempt at the highest level. Yeah, especially when the schools are collapsing and underperforming and we see all of the trouble, because without, people don't realize this, without proper education, you have a lapse in morality, ethics, and all of that, and that is the core to the fall of a republic.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It is, you look at men, the accomplishments, someone like Ben Carson as an example. I mean, he grew up in some really difficult circumstances in Baltimore, I believe, and yet, because of his mother, she made sure he got an education, and he also had to. He wasn't just a sponge; he had to do some work on his own, and he read, and that combination of guidance from a parent and your own personal motivation to get ahead. He became very, very accomplished physician and a neurosurgeon. So it is. I take men like that as an example of what can happen if we create the proper conditions. And this we've got a 50-year history, frankly, with the Cold War. Because really, in the start of the Cold War, once we convinced the American people that, oh my God, the Soviet Union's trying to take us over, and we got to spend all this money on the Department of Defense and all this money on the CIA in order to prevent that. Well, that was never, it was never a real threat. We go, well, wait a second.